Hello everybody, and today's video is on XP and GXP. So I did a previous video. It was about basically how to get XP, kind of like the little grinding, the two using the 2x XP or even the additional little. Whoop! Almost fell over my chair there. Even the additional little premium time to get just that little bit more XP. So now I'm going to show you how to use it and also explain what GXP is, because I never mentioned in the previous video. So GXP, getting into that first, is XP you can use under the pilot trees down here, specifically on modules. Modules are what you put on your mechs to increase certain aspects. So we see here, let's go to weapons, because that's pretty much 90% of the time what modules are. It'll show you here. So for example, this one right here increases your medium large laser range. Now I'm on number 5 of it, which increases the medium large laser range by 5%. So each level does something different. We're actually going to go through it and do one of these, because I actually have an extra GXP to upgrade one full one. So we're going to do that. But that's GXP. So you get 10% of your overall XP you find in a match. So find in a match, get in a match as a reward. So say you get 1,000 XP in a match, on average, you'll get 100 GXP for that specific match. I think that's the math for it. I can't remember if it's lower or higher. I'm starting to think it's lower. But then again, on most maps and whatever, you'll get maybe say 700-800 XP. So you get 60 or 70 GXP on average on a match. So that's why the 2x XP method is really important, because you get 2 times your XP, you get 10% of that as GXP. So as 2,000, say on the end of the map you get 800, so you get 1,600 XP instead, which means get a couple hundred GXP as well. So it adds up. So how to use it? Well, first off, you have to decide, because short term, or when you first start it with this stuff, it can be kind of hard to figure out, what am I going to use? Where am I going to, put my money? So, basically, it all comes down to these 3 things right here. These 3 things right here. Your mech modules, which can be broken down into vision, target, support, and sensor. So sensors are just that. Advanced sensor range. Basically just boosts your sensor range by 25%. Info target gathering. I have no idea why that says locked. I think it's because ours says unlocked, because I've already got that. But that decreases the amount of time required for detailed target information. Basically that means when someone else hits in my case, the R button, and locks onto me to fire missiles, or even just locks onto me and see where to shoot me, it takes 25% of the time more. So it takes 100 seconds for them to, for them basically to gain the information to see where to shoot me. It'll actually take 125 seconds for them to shoot me. Usually what I'll do is I'll put in sensor range and target, or an advanced sensor, maybe a seismic sensor. Kind of doing a little mix. Kind of depends on your mech too, because we're gonna get into that in a second. But the next one here for sensors is the seismic. That shows you, where you'll see a little kind of like a blip on your sensor screen, on your map screen, showing you kind of like almost like a radar. It'll be like boom, like a little blip temporarily, like a little ping on your map showing you where someone moved. That's the key. If they're moving, it'll be on there. If they're not moving, sometimes it'll show you where they are, sometimes it won't. So you can never really be 100% sure. Last one is support modules. These ones are just your regular, capture accelerator. This is where you actually capture basically your rate of capture for a spot is increased by 15%. So if you're on a team that really likes to do the capture locations map, this one's really good to throw on a Raven or something, because you can actually capture the locations a lot faster. Here's the airstrike module. It basically it does the same amount of damage, but it reduces the area by 20%. Same thing with artillery. It reduces the area of the arty strike by 20%, but still does the same amount of damage. Hill climb just means you're able to walk up the hills faster, improve gyros. Just basically means when you get hit by auto cannons and missiles and whatever, when you get your screen shake, it just shakes less. Speed retention, same thing. If you lose a leg with the speed retention module, you get a little 30% movement bonus still, but you're capped at 50 kph just in case. And then for shock absorbance, basically it's when you jump off a cliff like an idiot. It will, basically absorb X amount of damage for you, so you don't basically, break your own fucking legs. So it gives you the 35 for lights, 30 for mediums, 25 for heavies, and then 20 for assaults. Then you got your target modules. Target decay, which means basically when someone locks onto you. Increase the amount of time a battle meg is trackable. Sorry, that's for when you're tracking someone. So you're tracking that pesky little ice ferret running around the map, or your mislinks running around the map in your LRM boat. You see him, you lock onto him, and then the bastard runs behind a building. But you can tell he's running behind the building and away, so you can fire off missiles on him. This gives you an additional 2.75 seconds, or basically two and 3/4 of a second. If I'm mistaken, it goes up to about 5 seconds. Basically, for you to still launch missiles and shit at them. So usually what I'll do is I'll just let loose all hell if I see they're going to run behind cover, because then that gives you those few moments of still tracking to actually hit the person. When normally they'd run behind the building and you would lose tracking of them almost immediately. Radar deprivation, or radar dirt, basically means when you move out of sight, the enemy loses track of you instantly. No matter what. If you have it, fuck them. I use this on certain mechs that I know are going to be, LRM, basically sponges. So my king crabs and my dire wolves and my atlas are just, they scream, shoot me with LRMs, please. Because they're slow moving and they're hard to hide behind shit unless there's something really big in the way. So I usually use that. And then 360 target retention basically means if there's a dude behind you, you can see him. Unlike, for example, this guy right now, if I was running him around and I turn my back to someone, I wouldn't be able to see them on my radar. They kind of have the radar set, so it's almost that, if you're looking straight down on the mech, it's almost exactly like that. If not a little bit out further. You can usually come to someone within basically with a 45, I say usually a 60% or 60 degree basically blind spot behind them. If you come behind someone, they won't see you unless they have seismic or this. Next one's vision. That's just the advanced zoom. You may have seen me use it in a couple maps. For me, it's the V button for zoom. V for maybe the advanced part of zoom, but basically, it just zooms in. It's kind of like a sniper scope. I use it for my Gauss rifles. And that's it. So those are the mech-specific modules. Next, we'll see is consumable modules. So we got the UAV and the arty strikes, airstrikes, and the cools. The cool shots basically do just that. They cool down the amount of heat you have. This one here, the big one, reduces it by, or increases the cool efficiency of all your shots by 20. And this one, let's see, upgrade, additional 9 heat per second. So this one basically just makes it more efficient. This one makes them do overall, do 20% more. So if you have both of these on there, you could cool your mech down like a motherfucker. Then you have the approved UAV. It basically just increases the amount of time the UAV's up. This is the one where you actually pay for it. And then the improved airstrike replaces airstrike, calls in a fighter airstrike for target zone. 10 bombs dropped into a target area after a 4-second flight time delay. Each bomb does 35 points worth of damage if they hit someone. Well, the regular airstrike one isn't even on here. That kind of gives you an idea. To be 100% honest with you, these ones are things that you gotta pay for anyways. Actually, no. What am I thinking of? Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of the premium. Right, aren't I? Give me 1 second. I'm actually gonna look at that up right now. MechLab. We'll use Hunchy here. Modules, consumables, airstrike, priority airstrike. Close on barrage of long range artillery. 10 shells dropped in a designated area. A 4-second flight time delay. Versus regular airstrike, which is it's 5 seconds. So it's 6 shells at 5-second delay. Well, this one is 10 shells at 4 seconds. So less time and almost double the amount of ammo. Okay. So never mind. I was actually wrong there. So those things actually would be good to use because it actually increases. It keeps the same. Wow. So it increases the damage, but it just decreases the time of those ones. It actually makes them equal to the paid ones. So if you use them a lot, that's a good thing to use. And the last one, the regular UAV, here's the UAV upgrade. It increases the range by 25%, which can be good in conjunction with this one. I use UAVs quite a bit. Airstrikes I'll use during community warfare against the doors, especially if the other teams start pushing. You drop the airstrike in front of them, they see it there, and they're just like, shit. They see it, they know it's coming. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll put both an artillery strike and an airstrike on my mech, just to really fuck with people. Because you know they're coming through that door, so you know. Usually what I'll do is I'll drop the airstrike, and then I'll drop an RD strike almost in the exact same spot. So they already know if I get just a little bit beyond it, the airstrike's coming from there back. But then what I'll do is I'll drop an RD strike just a little bit beyond that too. So say for example, this little spot here was the strike. You put the airstrike here, and it moves up, and then you put the RD strike here, and it takes out this part. It's evil, I know. Then we're going to get into weapons, the weapon skill, the weapon modules. So basically, they do just what they say. In range, they increase your range. Cooldown increases the cooldown rate. You see that I've done a lot of that. Basically, it just increases how fast your mech's cool down, the weapon cools down. The last one's the miscellaneous ones. So the advanced narc increases the projectile speed and the duration that it shows up. These are stackable for the record with your quirks. And last one's AMS overload. Basically, just means it just fires a lot faster. So the one you're probably going to be using the most are cooldown, to be honest with you, and range modules. Because the UAV ones you put on there, you put the auto replenish, and you'll never even think about that anymore. So what we'll do is we're just going to go over what they do. So in this case, for example, right now we have the medium pulse laser range 1 on there. So that did 2%, because you look here. All the first ones only do 2%. So we're going to go with the medium pulse laser range 1. We're going to do, actually, do I have any cooldowns I want to fill with? You know what? ER large laser cooldown. Actually, something I want to tweak anyway. So we'll do this one. So right now, if we have a regular ER large laser, say it takes 100 seconds to cool down. If we threw this module on there, it would reduce it by 2.4%, which means it would reduce it by 2.5 seconds. Not bad. Let's buy that. Round 2. Now all these numbers are the same for everything, mind you. Now level 2 is 4.8% of a reduction of cooldown. Do I have enough? Number 3, level 3 is 7.2% of a reduction in cooldown. Number 4 is a 9.6% increase in the cooldown. And then the last one, the max, 12% of a decrease in cooldown. So we can actually put on a large laser on one of our mechs that has a ER large laser bonus, and we will be doing that momentarily. I'll be showing you. And that bonus will stack. So this right now does 12% of a cooldown. If you put it on a mech with, say, a 50% cooldown rate, we're looking at a 62% cooldown rate on the weapon, meaning that our large laser could go out there and just handle it to people. So you'll notice that over here also, which is where the GXP was. And it'll count down. It'll tell you how much you can do and how much you can use. So it goes 500, then it goes 600, then 700, then 900, and then I believe the last one's 1,000. So, or no, 800. If we use that, oh no, I don't have enough. Let's see, what's we need the last little bit of GXP on here. We have 600, so we can put someone to level 3 and finish off a level 2. Or, so let's go to range real quick here. I use streaks a lot, so we can use the streak 6. Increase the streak 6 range. See, one thing I like to do with these ones is specifically make sure I put them on weapons that I use. As time progresses, obviously, you'll run out of stuff. Like you'll use the weapons you're using are already done. You can throw them on whatever you want basically. Large laser 3, no. Clan LBX 10, no. It's all clan stuff. Here we go. LBX 10 range. Let's put it on there. So there, we're done. Now, that's a GXP. Next is your XP itself that you actually get to create on the mech while you're playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the Grasshopper, only because I was playing a shit ton of it during the tournament so far. So you'll see here that there's 3 levels: your basic level, your elite level, and your master level. This one has 8, this one has 4, this one has 1 slot. You'll see that it says module slot. This unlocks an additional module slot or mech slot on your mech, which we'll get into in another video. But you'll see here that it gives you all these different things that it does. So first one, now mind you, this is the same for every single mech. So first one is Cool Run. It dissipates the heat on your mech. It increases the heat dissipation on your mech by 7.5%. Kinetic Burst increases your battle mech acceleration by 22.5%. The Twist increases the maximum amount of the amount your battle mech can twist its upper torso by 10%, meaning basically how much you can look left or right. Heat Containment increases the maximum threshold before a battle mech shuts down by 12%, meaning that your mech, when you overheat, turns off. This increases that limit. So say the limit's 100, it will be now 110%. Next one's Handbrake. Basically, this increases your deceleration, or basically how fast you stop your mech, by 25%. Twist Speed increases the amount of speed at which your battle mech can twist its upper torso, meaning twist left or right. Here's the weird part. This one is confusing with this one because it actually tweaks it a little bit. This tweaks the maximum amount you can do it. So this actually tweaks, how far you can turn left or right. So if you can turn, say this is the circle, 40, say 90 degrees, so you can look almost perfectly left or right. This one increases the speed. Sorry, you look left or right. I actually got that wrong. Sorry. Arm Flex. This increases the speed that you can move your arms up and down, left or right, if you have the arm lock off. And Anchor Turn. And basically, this increases your turning speed. When you turn left to right, when the mech starts doing the little lean thing to the angle, the direction you want to go in, this is actually it. So, how do I unlock this? Well, click on it. It'll say, do you want to use 75? You can also use GXP for it, but to be 100% honest with you, you don't want to do that. So, make sure that the first box is checked off. Use Mech XP. Click OK. Boom. That part's now unlocked. The ones I usually go for are Cool Run and Heat Containment. Off the bat, Twist Speed, and Arm Flex. And last but not least, and I do them all in this exact order. And then the last one I do is Twist X. So I usually do them in that specific order to make sure I at least have those. Now, to get this next level unlocked, you'll see it'll say, you should say unlock. Yeah, I believe you have to get all of these now. Before, I think it was you could get, I think it was like six or 7. So we'll pick the last one here, and then we'll take this one. and then we'll get this one. Now, this won't unlock because you'll see that we have this mech here with still some stuff here locked, and this mech here with nothing, because I haven't even run him once yet. To unlock the next tier, you actually have to get all the basic done first. Now, you might be thinking, well, shit, that takes forever, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Well, it is a pain in the ass, but rare. Efficiency modifier. Once you've unlocked the elite tier, you get a... Sorry about that being there. That just tells me that one of my videos was done rendering. You'll actually get a × multiplier to all these. So, long term, this actually does even better. So, for example, this one, 7.5% heat generation, is now 17. Now 14 or 15%. Heat containment is now 20%. So, yeah, it does something, but in the end, it gives you a multiplier towards it. So it actually makes it better long term. So that's overall how you use your XP for your mech and your GXP for your modules. Next video, as I said, we'll be showing the modules, how you buy them, and where you put them. So thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye bye.